a star called Kotalak exploded, forming a new star-forming region. This is where our young sun was born. The sun hadn't started nuclear fusion yet. It was still a protostar. However, before it started nuclear fusion, its first planet, Jupiter, was formed out of a protoplanetary disk. A few million years later, Saturn formed. Soon afterwards, Uranus and Neptune formed around where Saturn is today. Soon after, the fifth giant formed. Jupiter, over millions of years, slowly started to get closer and closer to the Sun, eventually getting as close as possibly 1.5 astronomical units, until it hit a certain point and Saturn started to pull it back, while in the process destroying several protoplanets. After the grand tack happened, Theia, Earth, Venus, Mercury, and Mars all formed. Theia, which formed around Earth's orbit, got caught into Earth's L4 point, possibly because of gravitational interactions with the gas giants and Venus, but eventually the L4 point became unstable and Theia collided with Earth, and eventually the fragments from the collision formed Luna. The gas giants had formed in orbital resonance. However, Neptune started to move out to its current day orbit, causing instability in the outer solar system. With Neptune moving out, its largest moon, Triton, was captured around this time. The fifth giant's orbit starts to become unstable. After several gravity interactions, the fifth giant receives a Jupiter-crossing orbit. After a gravity assist from Jupiter, the fifth giant receives a Jupiter and Saturn crossing orbit, causing its orbit to become even more unstable. After a gravity assist by Jupiter, the fifth giant was flung out of the solar system and became a rogue planet. Due to the previous few events, millions of asteroids come raining down on the inner solar system for hundreds of millions of years. Earth, Mars, and Venus all get oceans around this time. The first life on Earth forms around this time. We've reached what I like to call the solar system's boring 3.3 billion. Nothing really happens besides a ton of asteroid impacts and a lot of just random stuff. Also, Mars and Venus lose their oceans, so rip. The first animals walk onto land, and after this, it's all dinosaurs, Homo sapiens, asteroid impacts, and humans. I don't have enough time to go into all of this. There's thousands of great videos covering all of these topics. Phobos, the largest moon of Mars, is predicted to get too close to Mars and eventually fall under Mars's Roche limit, causing it to tear apart into a nice ring system. Around this time, Saturn will lose its rings. The next supercontinent, Pangaea Ultima, will form. The Earth will lose all of its oceans due to the sun getting slowly warmer over time. In 7 billion years, the sun's core runs out of helium and the first red giant phase starts. The sun starts to expand rapidly, consuming Mercury, and due to the intense solar winds, all of the planets are pushed out just a little bit. The sun contracts and eventually expands so much to the point where Venus, Earth, and Luna are all destroyed. The sun runs out of fuel after this and becomes a white dwarf. We don't know what will happen after this. It is most likely that the sun will eventually cool off and become a black dwarf, a cold star that could be up to negative 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And then it will most likely get consumed by the black hole and the universe will end.